Hi and welcome to this week's video. In this video, get the decking at the front end here almost completed. Paint the inside of the fuselage and make some real good headway on the fuel filler. So join me and I'll show you what I've been up to. Right, so here's my little specialist tool. It's nothing particularly exciting. It's piece of tubing which is a reasonable fit. There is a bit of wobble involved with it, but it's a reasonable fit with a pencil epoxied on with just some fast epoxy, and the idea is you can just guide it along, rub it onto the wood where you want it. It's not so good where it's an uneven surface, but I can hopefully get around that. And you sort of see I can get a nice distance which is the same distance all the way around the tube, so that I can cut that out with a Dremel tool once I've got the cabane strut out of the way. The interior of the cockpit's had its final coat of green on. All the floor's been painted up, the rear face has been done, the interior up there has all been painted, and I've got the fuel vent going out through the bottom on its P-clips at the moment, in position there. So that's all sorted out. So the next bit to do is to bond on that centre section, and then that can be painted and we'll be done. You'll note the top of the rail here hasn't been painted yet. That's because there might be some more blocks and bits going on there for the electrics. Top deck section bonded into place, and I've put a little bit of resin with some filling agent just to help fair things in. The screws will come out and then those will have to be filled, and we can sand that a lot down. Here we are, that the two rings of ply which I think I put on the last video, description up here somewhere, is now on a backing plate, screwed onto the backing plate, and I'm just using boring tools on my metalworking lathe to try and produce the shapes which I'm after, so I can end up beating a piece of aluminium into submission. So here we have the sort of tapered section going down. That's quite a deep taper going down. It's going to take quite a bit of stretching to get the metal to go all the way down there. It's I've sanded it with 120 grit and it's relatively smooth. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to varnish that, give it several coats of varnish, and then give it another sort of final sand to get it into shape inside there, and then we'll do the curve going over the top, then we'll give it another good couple of coats of varnish. I've sanded the centre section and filled up all the little screw holes and things. I'm now just gluing in this section here. The beam going across is just to make sure everything stays dead flat, because the plywood will have a tendency to bow like that. So I'm putting these this strip across just to hold it dead flat while these three pieces of plywood are bonding into place, and they should make it stiff enough. I might just still put a piece of quarter square on the underside just to stop it from doing that arch bow. Little clips here just to make sure everything stays level with the outer edge, with the wax paper on there, and this piece here is just to make sure everything stays roughly in the orientation we want. So that's where we're at the moment. That's got to dry, so we'll see what happens much later today. Starting to get to places on here. I need to lot more work yet to get this to its final shape. we're down to the right level going across here, and now it's going to be bringing this across, and the lines on the plywood need to be sort of parallel with the lines I've drawn there to allow for the droop down and the curvature, hence that sort of like a triangular shape. So I'll need to do a bit more work on that, and then once I've got that sorted out, I'm happy. I'll radius this corner edge here, make sure it's down to the right depth. I can return that, but that's had 3 coats of the water-based varnish just to help seal it. So if that's needs to go a bit deeper, it's not too much of a problem. The whole thing will get some varnish coats just to toughen it up a little bit, and then I'll need to cut a aluminium disc about the same size as that, which I'll screw on around the edge. So there's the form. The varnish has dried off and been sanded. I'm just going to put this on and drill the holes to hold it in place, and then I'll take the film off and I'll give that a bit of heat treatment and see how we get on. Well, there's the metal screwed into position. It's been annealed, oil flash annealing. I'll put a link up here to my video where I did that before. I'm just about to give this the initial battering. So there you can sort of see we're getting there. We're probably about a third of the way through, so I just now need to reheat treat this and we'll go again. Well, here we are after the second go, and it's needs annealing again. You can just hear by the tone change what's going on. So I'm going to give this another anneal, and then we should just about get it finished, I think. There we are. I've had to put a relief hole in just to get that, just to form out that last little bit. I'm now going to put this into the lathe. I'm just going to use sandpaper just to get rid of some of that, some of the hammer marks, some of the light hammer marks. Well, here it is, ready for trimming down to the right width. It's got a few whoop-de-doos, I think, as Don would say. If you want to see some real true panel beating and getting shape into bits of metal, visit his channel for his Frankenstein build. I'll put a link to that on the end card for you to look at. He can really do some fantastic bits with metal, but I think for what that is, I think that'll do. I don't think anybody will be saying it's too bad. So just needs to be trimmed down now to size, holes drilled in for fitment, and then I'll put the fuel tank back in and get that sorted out, but that'll be next week. So really I think you can say it's not too bad. You can sort of see some hammer marks in there, but nothing particularly major. That's it for this week, and yes, we've broken the back of the front deck. Still a little bit to go, the old 80% done, 80% to go, but we've done the majority of it. We've got the fuel filler has been panel beaten to sort of get into some sort of shape. So hopefully Don Watson will approve of what I've been up to. There's a bit of a link to his videos at the end. Really quite pleased with how things have gone on, and the interior of the fuselage cockpit area has now been painted its second coat. So just a few little bits and pieces that needs a bit to be painted, and that'll be complete there. Still got the side panels to go, so we'll see what we get up to next week. So keep fit, look after yourselves. Bye now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.